to my channel. My name is Laura, and today I'm doing day 2 of the Strike Back Videoathon, and the topic today is 5 books that I like to read in 2018. So I picked out 5 books that I have not read yet, and I like to read these sometime this year. I try not to pick anything off my 50-50 list because you already know that I'm going to attempt to read those. So I tried to pick other ones that weren't on my 50-50. So here we go. The first one is an author that I like to finish reading her books. I think I need 2 more books to read by her, and I've read all her books. She's one of my favorite authors, and you could probably guess. Her name is Liane Moriarty, and my favorite book by her is What Alice Forgot. And I read that one, the very first one that I picked up by her. I really liked all her books that I read by her so far, but I have not read this one, and I have it both on my Kindle and also I have the physical book. I have 3 Wishes. So I always like to read things about 3s. So I don't know if this one's about triplets, probably not. But I like to read this one, and yeah. See, I have no idea what the book's about. I'm only reading it because it's Liane Moriarty. She's one of my favorite authors, so I'm hoping that I like it. So that's this book. The second book is also an author that I really enjoy. She has, I think, only 3 books out, and I read 2 of them, and I really enjoyed what she has provided me. It's historical fiction. She, I think, is an adult author. I'm not sure if she writes YA or not, but I will look it up when I do this. But anyway, the book that I have not read yet and I'd like to read this year, it's a World War II book, and the book that I haven't read yet is Between Shades of Grey. And I think I own like 3 copies of this book. My daughter has bought it, and I have bought it, and then I found one on my bookshelf, and I found one on my other bookshelf, so I think I own a lot of copies of this book, but I have not read it yet. I know it's about World War II, so yeah, and I really liked her writing. She really writes really well historical fiction books, so that's the second book. Okay, moving on. I'm going to be going on to a series, part of a series, and I mentioned it in my last video. The second book I like to pick up. The first book I gave 5 stars to, and I like to move on. I'm very hesitant to pick up this book because I'm sure I'm probably not going to like it as much as the first book. So the second book is called Do Not Disturb, and the first book is called The Girl in 6E. It is erotica, adult thriller type book, so I want to read this one. I really do. So this is my third choice. So yeah, I'm hoping that she doesn't destroy it in this book, but yeah, so I want to read this one in 2018 sometime. Guilty pleasure, adult erotica book, so thriller. So that's that one. Okay, the fourth book is a book that I got for Christmas. My daughter gave me a book. She was in the bookstore in Target, and she said, "Mom, I'm going to get you a book for Christmas." So I'm like, okay. I said, okay, here's the authors that I haven't read yet, and I gave her a list of books and a list of authors, and she went and she bought this book. I don't even know what it's about. She gave it to me, and she's like, "Mom, it's a short book. I want you to read it." So yeah. So the book that she bought me for Christmas was this one, Faithful by Alice Hoffman. Now, I have not read Alice Hoffman yet, and I like to read this as a new to me author. I own a few of her books on my TBR shelf, but I have not physically read any of them yet. So I don't know much about this one. And it says, if I have my glasses, it says on the very top, a fine, emotionally resonant portrait of loss and rebirth. Yeah, so I don't know anything really about the book, and that's it. I'm going to go into it blindly, and it's kind of short, so I'm hoping that I like it. So that is my fourth choice. Okay, moving on to my fifth book. My fifth book is also part of a series. I will be finishing it in 2018. Yes. The book that I need to read still is book 7 of a series, and if you have followed me along, you know that I've been very slowly reading this series. I turned to Audible because some of the writing is a little hard for me to read. I went to Audible and I've been listening to it and then watching the movie each one. Can you guess what the book is? Yes, it's this one. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I finished book 6 last year. Actually, I finished it in January. I finished it in January. So this is book 7. I have a student in school that's read this book, this series. Oh my God, she must have read it like 5 or 6 times. And she's like, will you read the last book already? So yeah. So she is moving on to another school. So I need to read this before she moves on because I promised her I'd finish it. So this is the book that I need to finish by June. So I was going to start it February 1st, but it is kind of fat. And I wanted to read romance in February, and then in March I'm reading March Mystery Madness books. So I'm thinking that in April and May I will be picking this one up. So yeah, so I have to finish it by June. So yeah, wish me luck on that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to go audio again or if I'm going to physically read it. The audio really helps. I might do audio, and because I think I own the audiobook. I might do audio and read at the same time. That really helps me get over the slump of the words that she makes up and fantasy. It's really hard for me to read. Yeah. So I might do it that way. I've heard a lot of people that the audiobook's great, but the audiobook's like giving me a 3-star, and I'm like, I know it's supposed to be better than a 3-star. So yeah, so I will probably be listening to my new headphones. I have wireless headphones, so I might be listening to this and reading it physically again in April and May. So, and that's it. So those are the 5 books. Let me see if I can pick them up. They kind of fell. Okay, so here are the 5 books that I like to read in 2018. I'm going to put them on my shelf, so behind you, because these are the books that I'm currently, my 50/50s behind me and all that. So yeah, so thank you for watching, and see you in another video. Bye.